Nobody is your brother. I've had DJ Khaled. Everybody done told me I'm your brother. Do not believe that shit.
Lord have mercy, King.
That is the
man, you know you're gonna get me in trouble, man.
You gonna get us in trouble.
What you mean? How gonna get us in trouble?
All that, but no. I mean, when I say shit like DJ Khaled, it's very apparent.
Yeah.
Like DJ Khaled knows how to move. He knows how to, do things with different people and shit like that. But it's like, it's not a DJ Khaled type of thing. That's just the first person I can think of. But
what have you learned about this business in 20 years?
Nobody is your brother. Nobody.
Come on, Payne, don't do that. Payne,
nobody.
Payne, cause I hear it all the time. That's my brother. I hear it, Payne.
You done seen so many dicks in that locker room. None of them is your brother.
Come on.
For years, fans assumed that the partnership between T-Pain and DJ Khaled was one of those rare, unbreakable creative unions in mainstream hip-hop, the kind born from mutual respect, shared hustle, and hits that defined an era. From All I Do Is Win to I'm So Hood, their chemistry felt effortless, iconic, almost familial. But behind the scenes, a very different story was unfolding. One stitched together with unspoken tensions, bruised ego, shifting alliances, and, according to T-Pain himself, a staggering lack of loyalty. And now, after a decade of silence, he's finally saying everything out loud.
Nobody is your brother. Everybody's your brother while they can use you. Everybody. Everybody is your brother while they can use you. Nobody is your brother. That is the quickest and the most consistent thing that I've learned through this whole thing.
You had to learn that the hard way?
Everybody, and you know what? It's only that say you my brother. That I'm telling, just like that.
Yeah, because you wouldn't allow somebody that didn't say that to get close to you.
Yeah, you would. Yeah, you would. I'd rather you tell me what the business was and not have the brother aspect in there and just say, hey, look, here's what I want to do. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a hook. I'm gonna put a verse on this shit. We're gonna make a bunch of money. We're gonna separate for a little bit, and I'm gonna come back when I need you again. Let's do it again. Blah, blah, blah. I'd rather know the plan than to say, you my brother, you my brother, you my brother,
nah,
you my brother. We always gonna be together. We ain't gonna never separate. Anytime you need me, I'm here for you. Anytime you need me, bum. But nah, bro, it's that brother shit.
During his recent appearance on Club Shay Shay, the beloved R&B innovator didn't deliver subtlety. He didn't deliver nuance. He delivered fire. The moment host Shannon Sharpe asked what he'd learned in his 20-plus years in the music industry, T-Pain didn't hesitate. No deep breath, no warm-up, no long-winded philosophical journey.
We talking about so many people, because you got to think of how many people I've helped throughout their career. Everybody is like, oh my God, thank you so much. You're my brother. And it's just so much of that, back to back. You're my brother, you're my brother, you're my brother, you're my brother. And then none of that shit was reciprocated. None of that shit came back. None of that shit meant anything. When people start tell you how much you mean to them, don't grab onto that. When people tell you how much they can mean to you in return, that's the shit you gravitate towards.
Instead, he cut straight to the core. Nobody is your brother. Nobody, he declared, leaning forward with the kind of conviction that comes from wounds long ignored but never healed. Everybody's your brother while they can use you. That is the quickest and most consistent thing I've learned. It was a heavy truth, but the name he dropped afterward sent shockwaves across social media. DJ Khaled. I've had fucking DJ Khaled and everybody tell me I'm your brother. Do not believe that shit, he said, frustration hitting every syllable. Khaled knows how to move. He knows how to do things with different people. But it's not just a DJ Khaled thing. That's just the first person I can think of.
It was everybody everybody thinks it was like me and Future like fought or something.
Right.
I mean, no, but it was literally like you sat in my Bugatti. In my Bugatti. And then you said it was yours. And then I told people that it wasn't yours. And that was the end of it. And he didn't get mad. Future don't, first of all, Future don't get mad.
He don't get mad.
Future never gets mad.
He says, good day, lovely. What do you say? Good
enjoy.
Lovely. Enjoy. Yeah, that's all.
Right.
That's all.
So Future never gets mad. But the thing that kicked off the whole T-Pain don't like Future, it was like, oh, it's a cool fucking car. Cool fucking car you're in right there. Looks real familiar. From Outpost. And then he was like,
For fans, it was a jaw-dropping moment. Two titans of the 2000s and early 2000s, responsible for some of the most memorable anthems of the time, now revealed to be estranged partners whose bond dissolved behind the curtain long before anyone realized it. But for T-Pain, this wasn't a new revelation. It was a story a decade in the making. At their peak, T-Pain and DJ Khaled were a near unbeatable duo. T-Pain's auto-tune-infused melodies were the soundtrack of an era, and Khaled's DJ-turned-executive persona was rising just as fast. Together, they created multi-platinum records, unforgettable hooks, and chart-topping cultural moments. Tracks like I'm So Hood, Go Hard, and All I Do Is Win didn't just succeed. They became generational staples. Weddings, sports arenas, clubs, radio countdowns, they were everywhere. And at the center of that wave were two men constantly calling each other brother. Until, according to T-Pain, the loyalty stopped. Their fallout began brewing in 2013, though the public didn't see the cracks at first. T-Pain revealed in an interview at the time that he felt replaced, overshadowed by a rising star using the same sonic tools that made T-Pain legendary. Future. Khaled deals with who's hot at the time, T-Pain said bluntly back then. Of course, he don't need T-Pain when he got another T-Pain. It stung. The man he'd helped climb to platinum heights now seemed to see him as a placeholder, interchangeable, expendable, replaceable. And that, according to T-Pain, was when he realized that brotherhood in the industry often comes with an expiration date. What followed was a string of miscommunications and misunderstandings that only deepened the divide. Things reached a boiling point over one unexpected flashpoint: Ace Hood's hit Bugatti. T-Pain posted what many believed was a subliminal diss toward Future, a move that instantly turned heads and sent waves through the industry. But in T-Pain's telling, it wasn't Future who reacted, it was Khaled. During his 2021 interview on Drink Champs, T-Pain said Khaled confronted him angrily. "That's what you're doing?" T-Pain explained he felt blindsided. Khaled accused him of using his artist, Future, in a smear campaign. Pain insisted it wasn't calculated, but Khaled pushed back so intensely that T-Pain found himself torn between defending his point and protecting their professional relationship. "I looked back at the video and I was like, okay, I don't have a rebuttal for this," T-Pain admitted. "I was like the worst fucking friend ever." Khaled demanded that he take the post down, and T-Pain did, but the damage had already been done. To this day, 12 years later, the wound is still open. "The whole thing was a miscommunication," Pain said, "and that's why me and Khaled, to this day, don't mess with each other. No reconciliation, no reunion, no new music, just a decade-long silence." On Club Shay Shay, T-Pain wasn't only calling out Khaled. He was calling out an entire culture of faux loyalty, a culture where brother is currency, used, traded, and discarded when convenient. "You gotta think about how many people I've helped throughout their career," he said. "Everybody's like, thank you so much, you're my brother," and then none of that shit was reciprocated. His voice cracked, not with sadness, but with anger diluted by years of acceptance. "When people tell you how much you mean to them, don't grab onto that," he warned. "When people tell you how much they can mean to you in return, that's the shit you gravitate towards." It was a masterclass in industry survival, told by an artist who's lived both the heights of stardom and the bitter loneliness that sometimes follows it. And for those wondering whether the rift is truly permanent, T-Pain's final point was as clear as daylight. As T-Pain's interview began going viral, DJ Khaled was spotted by paparazzi doing what he does best, promoting his next major album rollout. But one thing was impossible to ignore. T-Pain's name was nowhere near the track list. Another Khaled album, another set of features, another round of We the Best energy, and once again, no T-Pain. For fans, the absence spoke louder than words. For T-Pain, it was confirmation of something he already knew. The brotherhood died long ago, and the industry moved on without so much as a moment of reflection. Khaled hasn't publicly responded to T-Pain's comments, but his silence, combined with T-Pain's sharp candor, paints its own story. One of two former collaborators who shaped a musical generation yet now stand worlds apart. With his Club Shay Shay appearance, T-Pain didn't just share an anecdote. He opened a vault full of hurt pride, broken expectations, shifting alliances, and a painful realization that the relationships we think are built on loyalty may actually be built on convenience. Not every partnership survives the pressure of fame. Not every friendship is built for longevity. Sometimes the bonds that feel strongest in the moment are the ones that break the loudest later on. T-Pain and DJ Khaled were a powerhouse duo, but time, ego, and miscommunication can fracture even the most formidable creative partnerships. And now, T-Pain is done staying quiet. Nobody is your fucking brother. For a man who helped define an era of hip-hop hooks, it might be the realest line he's ever delivered.